You're now listening to D&D live on demand. What up, world? Welcome back to another episode of the D&D Football Podcast. It's your man DH, and we got Dee Middy in the building again. Dee Middy, what's up, bro?
Feeling good, feeling great. How about you, my boy?
Hey, man, I'm doing superb. This is the fourth installment of the newly entitled show, Breaking Command, a D&D football podcast presentation right here, man, where every week we're recapping the previous game and breaking down the upcoming game for the Washington Commanders. And this week, week 4, brings on a foe that we all know and hate, the Dallas Cowboys. It's Dallas week. Dee Middy. Man, before we get into everything, man, just tell me quickly, man, your thoughts on the Cowboys, man.
I hate those cowgirls. I try not to refer them as boys or them boys. The cowgirls, I can't stand them, man. It's crazy that I got family that's in the DMV and half of them are Cowboys fans.
Hey, man, listen, the third member of the D&D Football Podcast couldn't be on tonight, DA. Who represents his Cowboys proudly. He was going to be on. We was going to have a nice little banter and debate, but we'll save that for week 18 down the road, and we'll have all three of us on. But before we get into everything tonight, I want to remind you that if you are listening to this show, you are a fan of the show, and we appreciate you. So make sure, if you haven't done so already, to like, subscribe, and share with a friend. And if you feel so inclined to leave us a 5-star review, you can get your 5 seconds of fame. That's it. That's all. Of course, we thank you for tuning in again, and shout out to everybody out there listening, man, getting ready for your week 4 matchup with us, with the boys. But before we get into week 4, we have to talk about week 3, unfortunately, because that's what we do. We're media analysts, so we have to talk about what happened previously in week 3 against the Philadelphia Eagles, who came in here and looked like world beaters. Watching at home, Dee Middy, what did you think about that game? Us losing 24-8, pretty convincing.
Hey man, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant first and foremost. When you say that 24-8, that's the first thing that came to mind at the end of the game. But it was, I turned it off for a minute and went right back to it. I literally went into that fan mode of not again. No aspect of the team was clicking. Special teams, defense or offense, none of them was clicking. There was no momentum, and the air was out of the building. The camera, the TV camera was going around the stadium, and you see green. You see, for every Burgundy fan, you see 6 green, and it just really started to tear your heart apart. And to lose the way that we did, man, you have to have a bounce back game against the Cowgirls.
I mean, I'll tell you this, man, being in the building, like, the whole week leading up to it, they kind of were talking that, Philly was going to be loud and proud and represent. And Philly normally always does, regardless of what type of year they're having. But to get to the building, and I mean, just even tailgating, you kind of see all the green out there, and you get it. It's cool. It's no big deal.
Right.
But you get into the building, I mean, the whole visitor side of the lower bowl is just, I mean, it's green. My whole section was green, bro. Like, I definitely felt outnumbered. And it's crazy being in your home stadium. I don't even know what to attribute to that. Like, I mean, they're traveling well, but I mean, it was just buses upon buses. It was legit maybe, and I'm not even gonna hold you. It was legit maybe like 60-40 them.
It was crazy, man. I heard on the radio during the week that one of the media guys in Philly was like, "This is gonna be their victory parade." They had like, and he said we're gonna have like 30 buses traveling to Landover. I'm like, man, that is insane. I thought it was a joke, but to hear from someone who was actually in the building, I'm pretty sure you felt like I felt. But being in the building and going through how the game started, how was it sitting in that sea of green and having the game start how it started?
I mean, so my whole thing was, when we got there, seeing all the green, the easiest way to shut them up is to win, right? Get them out of there. And, when the team wasn't doing that and the team was just looking bad and Carson was getting sacked, I mean, every time he got sacked, bro, I mean, just the Eagles fans going off. And I definitely, if we had a spelling bee and the word Eagles came up, I think I could confidently spell it because I just heard that Eagles chant all damn day, and I'm trying not to cuss on this podcast because I want to keep. But I was so damn sick of that chant, boy. I tell you what, I I was sober by then. By the time I came inside, so I was just, I just had to sit there and listen to it. But granted, you deserve it. Like if your team ball out and play well, I expect to hear it the same way that I'm gonna keep chanting Commanders every time we ball out, this weekend. But to
Absolutely.
bring it to a point, it was definitely tough seeing all those fans there, and then our performance, it just was not good. I'll be honest, bro. I left at halftime. To beat the traffic. They scored that touchdown in the back corner of the end zone with 1 second remaining in the first half. And
Devontae Smith, right? Yeah.
I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not doing it.
It was crazy because I also seen a video meme where they were waving us out of the building, and I say us because I'm a loyal fan, man. Even after that loss, and I know some fans probably did. They skipped town. They skipped on the team. They probably had another either Ravens jersey under that jersey and just say, this is it. But I seen that too, man. And watching that from home, man, I just felt like once again you have to have a bounce back game against Dallas. This season is not over. It is way too early to call it quits. You know that Ron Rivera does have fight in him as a coach, and if the team take on the personality of the coach, they're gonna have some fight in them.
Yeah, man, and like you said, man, bounce back game you would like to have, and that's probably about as all I'm gonna get into with this Philly game. We played bad, and you throw that film out, that garbage touchdown we had late. We don't care about that. We have to play a complete game, and I think if there was ever a week where we needed to play a complete game, this Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time against the Cowboys is the game that it needs to be done. I'm talking about offense needs to be clicking. Defense need to get some
Yes,
stops and
yes,
create some turnovers. And I need to play from special teams, bro. If Dax Milne gonna be back there, I need him to make a big return. I need something explosive. I need something to happen. And I think this is the week that you can do it. You don't have to worry about Dak Prescott. They still have weapons, but I think they
right.
can back to the quarterback. But we'll see how that goes. We'll get into that momentarily. I just wanted to wrap up the Eagles game really quick. Like I said, it was tough being in the building with them there.
Right.
Of course, they waved us off. But I think the Eagles just caught us at the right time, man. It's early. They're rolling. They got
Unfortunately,
weapons. And it goes back to my thing about Philly, though. Philly has shown that they can score, but Philly has a potential the what's the word? They have the characteristic of taking their foot off the gas pedal.
yes.
Because even though that game was 24-8, it felt like it was 48-8. Okay.
Yes.
When you think about it, it was a 2-score game.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely. And if you look at it from that perspective, from just to kind of piggyback and go on to what you're saying, hopefully we're on the still the same page, there were opportunities where Washington could have taken the momentum and at least made those last quarters or minutes look like maybe 24 to 10 or 24 to 13 or something. There were plays that were missed, there was opportunities that was left out there, and you hate to see that because this is a new team, new brand, and the fight didn't seem like it was there in that game.
yeah, and you seen the history over the past couple of weeks that the offense starts slow, or if Carson doesn't have time, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be tough, and they're going to have a tough time this week against the Dallas defense, who've proven that they are able to get to the quarterback with guys like Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence being able to get to the backfield. Dallas has the 12th ranked defense right now.
Yeah.
I believe they base it off of total yards. So they had the 12th ranked defense, and they can get to the quarterback. I'm cautious only because of the way our offensive line performed last week, giving up so many sacks. I think we gave up 10 sacks last week. Some ridiculous number that some
I think
teams,
it was 10 or 9. It was, you might as well say 10.
right. Some teams don't give that up in multiple weeks. And for that up on a Sunday was not a good look. So this defensive line
Right.
has opportunity to feast on our offensive line. If they don't try some quick game, screen game, some things that kind of get that pass rush off balance and really try to run the ball. As far as an offensive perspective, D Middy, tell me what the Commanders are going to need to do to try to get over this hump and defeat the Dallas Cowboys defense.
It's easy to say the run game. It's very easy to say that. But I really see an opportunity for these receivers, Dotson, Samuel, McLaurin, to beat those opportunistic DBs in Dallas. With i.e. Trayvon Diggs, we know how he is, being a former receiver. He knows a lot. He knows route combinations. He knows what some receivers are at the stem of their route. Get those guys early. Make them jump on some double moves. Make them jump on beat them deep early. So that's what I think. I think if we're able to get the passing game going, then I think that would deflate the stadium and get the run game going.
You know, my thing I kind of lean on is time of possession, right? So if they can stay on the field on third down and get off the field on third down on defense, I think they'll be fine. They have to find a way to have long sustained drives and score points. Okay. I think if they're able to get the run game going, and also, like you said, I mean, we have a plethora of talent at the wide receiver position and a guy that can get them the ball. We have to go quick game. A lot of those long development routes are not going to be able to be done, especially with this defensive pressure. So we have to be able to play well and do what we do best, and whatever's working, let's keep and roll with it. So I think we can be successful on offense. We just have to adjust and adapt as the game goes based upon the type of fronts and the pressures that they're getting. For our defense, our 32nd ranked defense, going up against the 23rd ranked Dallas offense. What will our defense have to do this week to help the team out? I mean, they played actually okay last week.
Absolutely.
They've gradually been getting better. But what type of steps are you needed from the defense this week to kind of set it in motion?
Stat games, man. You seen what you can do against Philly. Even though yes, you hold on to 24 points, you could have potentially held them to less if you'd have had less time on the field, and take that into Dallas and get off the field. Get off the field on third downs. Don't allow that run game to get going, because we both know if Tony Pollard and Zeke get going, we know that against any team, that's going to deflate. That defense is going to have them with their hands on their hips, and your offense won't get a chance to be in the game. So with that front line, I need once again Montez to continue to get pressure, but also have some edge integrity. And what I mean by that is when you're I hate to use the term because it's been a running joke on Twitter. Set the edge.
Set the edge.
But with that being said, he has to be able to maintain that pocket on the edge. And what I mean by that, when he's rushing, not going too far upfield. I've seen a couple of plays where he was too many yards upfield, and he allowed Jalen Hurts to say, "Okay, let me skip up, maybe run or hit that receiver," and it hurts you. So set the edge.
Gotta set that edge, boy. But I mean, it's been a joke, but it's 100% correct. I mean, you have to
right now, yeah, but the joke was a joke, but no, it's different.
I mean, even going with that, like especially against two, running backs that can hurt you. You have to set the edge and not allow these guys to get to the edge, and get some pressure on a quarterback that I think will turn the ball over. He will give you some turnovers. And he's not Dak Prescott. So by all means, they need
Absolutely
to get at him and make something happen. I think for defense, man, I think we really need to see if we can get a turnover, man. So we need a turnover, a big play, like give me a pick six. I need a sack fumble. Deron Payne got the safety last week, who's quietly just having a Pro Bowl career. I mean, a Pro Bowl season already. But I need a turnover where we get some points, kind of help the offense out. Whether it's a safety, whether it's a sack fumble for touchdown, pick six, I need something on the defensive side of the ball where they can make it happen. And I think again in this game they'll
Yeah.
be able to get one.
Hey man, Defoe leading the team in interceptions with that one against Jacksonville in the first 3 games. Then you got Jamin Davis leading the team in sacks, and that tells you something. First 3 games, what we're asking each other, or what we want to see from this defense, the numbers don't lie. We need our D linemen to get some pressure, to get some sacks, live in that quarterback's kitchen. He gonna get uncomfortable. He ain't gonna want to cook if you living in his kitchen. Let's get somebody else on the board with an interception. Let's get Cam Curl on the board with an interception. You have to commit turnovers in order to win games, and we know this from it's the age old history of the NFL. The teams that converted or caused the most turnovers, they played longer down the stretch into the latter weeks of the season.
Oh, absolutely, man. I agree. And this will be the perfect time to get it rolling this week in Dallas, which I have the fortunate um task of being in the building. So I'm hoping that, to keep my first 4 game streak going and hopefully get us a win in Dallas.
Absolutely.
And really, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just need the team to play better. If they play better and Dallas just beats them at the end of the
Yeah.
day, then you just get beat. But I can take a L if we're playing better, if we're doing some of the things correctly and just not getting walked. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, but I definitely want to see them get a dub down in Dallas. Before we move on, man, what's your final score prediction? What do you see happening in the game? And maybe give me a key point if you have one.
Absolutely. So if I'm gonna end with my final score prediction.
Sir.
And what I most definitely want to see happen, and what I can see happening is this being a game where you had your start to finish win with Jacksonville, you had your knockdown drag down with Detroit, you had your humble game with Philly. Now this is the game where you have to go in and you have to have that fight, that game where it's not like Detroit fight where you are actually in the game and you may just be tied up going into the third and fourth quarter, and you need that one play, may it be the defensive interception. And I think that's where this game is going to be, because Dallas is not going to go in there thinking that, hey, this is Washington. They just got spanked by Philly. They know, hey, they got spanked by Philly. They're a professional team. They want to come and get their win. So I definitely see this being a boxer's match, a puncher's match. And my score prediction is I want to see it be 27-13 Washington.
I like that. I like that. I think the word maybe looking for redemption, man. Kind of want to redeem yourself this week
Absolutely.
and get back in the win column. Put some things together, put it down on film, and kind of get it going. Look, man, I think my key to the game is just be aggressive, right? All black this week, debuting the all black unis, which I'm excited to
Yes,
see.
sir.
You kind of setting the tone, go out there. We need to be fierce. We need to hit. We need to play fast. Like we just need to do some explosive things and kind of be able to get some things going. So I'm just looking to see passion. I'm looking to see motivation. I'm looking to see guys kind of get it rolling. And I think we'll score 30 this week, man. I want to say 30. I actually tweeted on Big Doug's page. Let me see what I said.
Gotcha.
I want to stay consistent because I don't want to be getting on here and say one thing and then
And then another, right, because I haven't gave a score prediction, and I've been pretty quiet on Spaces and on social media with it. And that 27-13 seems good, but you know what? I love to see like a 31-19 game too, or 31-16 or something like that.
we're back after some technical difficulties. I gave my final score and it blew Dee Middy's mind, so it locked his whole system up. I predicted the Cowboys would lose 34-13, and Dee Middy stuff just turned off. It was like, fam,
You
no,
just said stop,
right?
stop.
Hammer time. It's like, no. But no, man, wrapping it up, man. I think we're gonna win 34-13. And even if that isn't the final score, I just want us to play better and just be explosive, man, and just play some good ball, man. That's what we need going forward, man. Any final thoughts on the game, D Mitty?
Man, to just add to the key to the game and keep that trend going, let's out coach them. You know, let's make those in game adjustments, JDR and Scott. And I want to see that offensive line be nasty, man. You know who I miss right now of recent memory is Eric Flowers, bro. I think he would be doing a way better job than what Trey Turner is doing over there on that left side.
You know, we've been discussing that all week about Eric Flowers, and we've had some opinions on Eric Flowers. And I was under the impression, all right, I'm not too on board with bringing him back, only because he's not. I mean, nobody else signed him. Nobody else picked him up. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And he's been home just
that
chilling.
makes sense.
So I'm not doubting that he's in shape and able to play. I just want fans to see that, man. If 31 other teams didn't go out and sign him, he may work for us, but in the long term, like Ron is going to try to make it work with his guys he got in the building. He's been telling us that since day one. So even when he gets criticism of not going to get a linebacker or, having, Witch Duck play corner this week. What's his name? Witch Duck.
Wild Goose. Hey, we need to play the Bengals in the Super Bowl, like Duran said, so Wild Goose can be on Chase and we can have Wild Goose Chase.
Hey, that's
that would be a running joke. I'm telling you.
Long way for a joke. And look, if we're playing that well and Wild Goose can play against Chase, sign me up. I'd love to see it.
Sign me up, man.
But overall, man, we'll see, man. I'll be in the building, so I'm gonna be cheering us on, and hopefully, in those black unis, we can look sweet and play ball.
Yes, sir.
And I'm really looking forward to it. Dee Middy, as we move on, man, and we get ready to close soon, I kind of want to talk about some of your favorite memories against playing Dallas, man. What are some of your memories that you have, and kind of just take the audience through those?
Man, I'm gonna start with it was a November game, and I believe it was after Thanksgiving. I can't remember. It was like late '90s, and it was sitting at my uncle's house with a Cowboys fan and watching that game, and just taking in that moment, just that particular game. But to fast forward to when I believe it was gosh, his name slips my mind, where we played Dallas at home and blocked the field goal and Sean runs it and he gets the face mask.
Troy Vincent blocked the field.
Troy Vincent, yes. That his name slipped my mind. I was
Sean Taylor recovered it and took it back, got a face mask penalty, and then put us in field goal range to kick the game-winning field goal.
Man, watching that game, I remember watching that game as well, and it was just like that part of the game. Like I can remember it vividly. One of my homeboys like, "Yo, man, we got this set up, man. Let's go, man." I'm like, "Bro, I'm not missing this part again." Do you see that? And then just these most recent memories with the Tez interception, and even the Ryan Kerrigan with the Preston Smith forced fumble and the Ryan Kerrigan, man, that watching that live and in my house and jumping up like I'm in the stadium, those are my most fond memories, bro.
I mean, I have a few, man, and I'll start with one they just reminded me of this week. I think it's the '82 NFC Championship game, where Dexter Manley batted the ball up and Darryl Grant picked it off and read a short pick six and high stepped into the end zone. I mean, a great play for us to clinch it and go to the Super Bowl. And of course, everybody's favorite memory, that Monday night game with us being down 13-0 into the fourth quarter.
Yes, sir.
Mark Brunell finds Santana Moss 2 times on the same joint, killed Roy Williams 2 times
man,
to win the game.
I didn't know what I was watching, bro. I didn't know what I was watching. I've been one of those fans, and I gotta admit, I've been one of those fans to watch games from start to finish, bro. If I'm able to catch the game and this is on TV for me to watch, I'm watching start to finish. The first touchdown, I'm like, oh, we ain't gonna lose that bad, And it's like, hold on, we got the ball back. We about to score. There was one of those games. I was like, bro, what am I watching?
It's crazy because if you go on the Commanders YouTube page, they have Santana's like breaking the play down, and he said he had been He said he knew because that was his first year after coming from the Jets.
Right.
And
Yep.
Aaron Glenn had played him a bunch, and he knew how he could beat him. And he had came to coach and was like, "Look, I can beat him on this. I can beat him on this." And he knew that it was coming, and he couldn't stop it. I mean, Santana just ran like it was a crazy like sluggo type route, just going up the field, zagging, and then finally breaking on the pass, and then Roy Williams trying to cover him over the top, and Brunell puts the ball where only Santana can get it. And it was just such an amazing night. I mean, to really be down 13-0, with the game looking like it's slipping away, and to score 2 late touchdowns to win it. I mean, it was a great year and it was a great game, man. So I think those are some of my memories that I have. And I'm hoping tomorrow, or not tomorrow,
we
Sunday,
have some,
Sunday,
Sunday, yes.
And in them all blacks, and it just be a game where you have something happen. We like, I remember when, this.
Thank you. And you know what, man? You know what I hate? Because I said it before and I say it again. I wish this was a game where this was a full, healthy Cowgirls team with Dak at quarterback, because we win this game how we feel like we're gonna win it, is the Dallas fans gonna be like, well, we had Dak Prescott and we had a one-legged, we had a 50% Michael Gallup and
Dee Middy, you know what I say about that, bro? I don't care.
If was a fifth.
Right. Hey, look, I gotta put my favorite line from Stephen A. Smith. I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Okay, we don't care.
I think that's everybody's favorite Stephen.
I'm gonna have to put that clip in. That's hilarious. But yeah, man, a lot of Cowboys memories. Hopefully, memories against the Cowboys. Hopefully, we create some more this week, man. But we're heading to Dallas for 1:00 Sunday kickoff. It should be a fun time. It should be a good game. And early, I think the teams are even right now. So I think it may be more of a better matchup right now. Both teams are looking to get some wins. And I'm just, expecting us to come out and perform, man. So other than that, D Middy, man, I don't think you got nothing else, man. There's nothing else but to go win it, man. So we gotta win next week when we come back on another episode of the D&D Football Podcast. We will have some good.
Sir.
We will be able to
2-2.
Yes, I love that. So I'm gonna make sure I get me some good Texas barbecue. I'm gonna go myself, and I'm gonna come back with a Commanders win. So that sound good to you?
Yes, sir, man. You be safe, brother, and enjoy that W we about to cook up.
Will do. We about to break command, go out there and get this dub in Dallas. But in the meantime, in between time, peace and love, everybody, and we'll catch you on the flip. Let's go, Commanders. Take command.